we want the facts, right? We want the facts over feelings. And we want to know what's going on with this whole Letitia James situation. So what I'm going to do is we're actually going to get into the facts. We're going to hear from a forensic accountant, and he's going to break down what he's seeing so far when it comes to this Letitia James indictment, when it comes to the track record and the documents that are out there. And I'm going to let y'all break it down and see what you think about this entire situation. Before we get into the actual video, I want to read this information that Amy posted over on X. Again, if you don't follow Amy on X, make sure you do that to get some of the latest news at IAMYLEIGH over on X. And she says this: every single mortgage document that Letitia James signed over the last 42 years had falsified information. Now, you do have to prove intent, but it is what it is. This was not a one-off, according to a forensic accountant, Sam Antar. Antar, a retired forensic accountant known for his meticulous unraveling of financial puzzles, claimed that this is no isolated slip-up, but part of a larger history of alleged misconduct. Antar, who stumbled upon these inconsistencies while reviewing public filings, stressed his nonpartisan approach. I am not part of this tit for tat with Trump or anything like that. This isn't a complicated case. It's as plain as day. We'll see. James purchased a Virginia property in 2008, but failed to report its mortgage in her 2021 and 2022 financial disclosure to New York State. Suddenly, in 2023, 2 mortgages appeared, totaling more than twice the property's value, raising immediate red flags. The mortgage clause specified the home as a secondary primary residence. However, James' tax returns showed she didn't spend any time in the home and claimed rental income. This allowed her lower residential interest rate and insurance costs, while she never informed the bank of its commercial use. Beyond the indicated Virginia home, Antar flagged two other properties, one on Sterling Drive in Virginia and the other in Brooklyn, which we talked about as potential sites for similar fraud. The Brooklyn building, certified for 5 units, was allegedly financed and insured as a similar 4-unit residential property, dodging her higher commercial rates. And the reason it's 4 is because it's being alleged that that property is actually 5. But if she puts it as 4, then she doesn't have to pay as much. All right. In 2022, during the purchase, James reported income for the property in her disclosures, but from 2021 through 2024, that income vanished from the records, potentially understating her finances to state overseers. All right, let's get into it and see what's going on here.
This is the gal who went after Donald Trump for not exactly dotting I's and crossing T's in some business records paper that should never have done anything, except she was coached by the Biden White House and weaponized by the Biden White House to go after Mr. Trump, take all his money and business away. Lo and behold, we have mortgage fraud, primary residence in Virginia Beach, if I'm not mistaken, even though she's the Attorney General of New York, which is an Albany or New York City thing. There's also, she's also being investigated, but it's a grand jury indictment. She's being investigated for also calling Brooklyn, New York. I guess it's an apartment house, small apartment house she bought, that she also called that primary residence and made some other very egregious mistakes, all of which to get lower interest rates. So, Miranda, you know, there is a God. Let's start there.
I have been wanting to say this for a long time. No one is above the law.
Oh, yeah. There you go. That's right.
Who said that? Letitia James said that over and over and over. And it's the same thing with the Democrats. They're always projecting. And so she's, fooled around and found out. And I mean, look, it's just an indictment. I guess she's still innocent.
Yeah,
but this is
allegations.
Bill Pulte.
And an indictment.
It comes from Bill Pulte's very good work in looking at mortgage fraud, which people have gone to jail for. I mean, Letitia James herself faces $1 million in fines, 30 years in jail.
Wow.
Bill Pulte, Ed Martin went to the brownstone in Brooklyn and had a look at it, and you could see there were 5 apartment buildings there because there were 5 buzzers. Letitia James has said that her father was her husband for the purpose of, misstating allegedly her information on these mortgage forms. So she got a lower rate of loan than she would have if she'd done everything above the board, and the rest of us have to do it above the board. So it's, I think, a good thing to indict someone who's high profile like this, because it sends a message to the rest of the country. Be honest. It doesn't matter if everybody does it.
Be honest.
Which is, I think, has been the sort of defense of her.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the actual forensic accountant and see what he has to say. All right. Shout out to Newsmax. We're going to hear the forensic accountant is going to be on here, and he's going to break down everything that he's seeing when it comes to Letitia James. It's going to be interesting.
Joining us now, forensic accountant Sam Antar, the man who uncovered this all at the very beginning. You broke this open. It has gone all the way to the top, to the DOJ. Letitia James has now been indicted again, Sam. As I said, I'm not celebrating this. Like, oh, yeah, great, they got it. That's not what this is about. This is about someone doing something allegedly wrong and getting caught, so walk us through it.
I'll walk you through it. First of all, she owns 3 properties, one on Peroni Avenue in Virginia, one on Sterling Drive in Virginia, and one in Brooklyn. This indictment covers the property on Peroni Avenue. First of all, I'm not part of this tit for tat with Trump or anything like that.
Nope.
I was at the time I was retired, taking my time, looking through financial puzzles, and I was looking at the financial report, her personal financial disclosures. What I found was she bought that property on Peroni Avenue, the one she was indicted for, in 2020. In 2021, she showed no mortgage. 2022, she showed no mortgage. In 2023, all of a sudden, 2 mortgages pop up that exceed the value of the property by about 200%. That led to a red flag, so I went back, as any forensic accountant does, and I ordered the title report, and all of a sudden, I find that she bought the property with a mortgage that was never disclosed, and the 2 mortgages that were disclosed to New York State were not in the property records, unrecorded mortgages. Now, this property here, she got caught because the mortgage clause said that she was going to buy it as a second home. She put it on her tax return that she was going to be there 0 days a year. She also put it on a Schedule E, which is on a tax return, that she was earning income from it. Fine. Okay, but the problem is she never told the bank it was going to be an investment property, and she reaped benefits from it.
Couldn't be a rental based on the mortgage rate that they gave her,
right.
Correct?
Now, the other interesting thing, which I said on the air earlier, is she showed income on her financial disclosures in 2020 when she bought the property. She didn't show the property mortgage. But 2021 and 22, 23 and 24, she didn't show any income on that property. So was she underreporting to New York State? I don't know. It's something that I said on the air. The Fed's got to look at it.
And clearly they have, and clearly they've decided it was appropriate to bring an indictment down in a grand jury. They're doing their thing. Yeah, go ahead.
But this is only one of more to come.
That's right. All right, that was where I was going to lead this to, because there are other properties. And I know the property in Brooklyn, the way she listed it with a certain amount of rooms in there.
No, certain amount of units.
Units, okay.
She said it was 4 units. She said, well, I've always used 4 units, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit.
Yeah. Well,
it's
bleep that one out.
It's 5 units according to the certificate of occupancy. No owner of a property can determine their own occupancy. They have to get permission from the Department of Buildings to change the certificate of occupancy. Certificate of occupancy said 5. She should have applied as commercial loans at higher rates. She should have applied for commercial insurance at higher costs, but she didn't. She treated it as a 4-unit or less property.
Do you think, let's focus in on the property in Virginia where the indictment has come down. Would you consider that to be pretty much a slam dunk? I've heard other people talking about it, that, the way it's laid out, I mean, she did this and that's that.
It's as plain as day. But
this isn't a complicated case, I guess.
No, it isn't a complicated case, but everybody's looking at that one property. There's 2 other properties that she committed mortgage fraud on, and every single mortgage document that she signed going back 42 years with her signature on it had falsified information. It was false.
So you're saying all 3 properties, all mortgage fraud across the board?
Yes, this is not a one-off. I'm sorry, this is not a one-off mistake.
Yeah.
This is one right after the other, right after the other.
So you're saying she knew what she was doing and was doing it on repeat. That's
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Okay, Sam Antar.
Wow, shout out to Sam. What do y'all think about this? Is it something? Is it nothing? Is it everything? It seems pretty simple to me. Again, like we said with the James Comey thing. Hey, James, did you make a false statement or did you straight up lie? Letitia, did you make a false statement Or did you straight up lie? Were you committing fraud? Did you put something on an application that wasn't true? We'll have to wait and see. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments and in the chat.